Well, I would prefer a big one. Welcome back, everybody. It is October 8th. Just got home from work and I'm in a hurry to get up to our upper farm where I'm going to be hunting tonight. But I'm going to take a little snack from Whittier Apple Farms. What kind of apple is this, babe?
A pippin.
It's a pippin? We got red apples.
That's a yellow delicious. I didn't know that.
And yellow delicious?
Yeah.
Oh. There we are. It's going to be my little snack. Very nice chicken. What are you rubbing it down with?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. People want to know.
Garlic, onion, paprika, pepper, and salt.
There they are.
And olive.
Now, do you rub the entire chicken
Babe,
with it?
I thought you were in a hurry to go.
What, you don't want to give your secrets?
Well, I've never done this, so I don't know if people should really be following.
Well, we'll check it out when we're done hunting.
Yeah.
These muffins smell really good, though. We got fresh baked muffins and bread. Anyways, let's roll. Hey, have a good one. Hey!
Hey, you ready to go, huh?
Yep. I'm getting ready to head up the upper farm.
Yeah.
Just got home from work and heading out.
All right, we'll get a big one.
We're gonna try. What are you guys up to?
Just out to take a ride, brought some garbage up. We just saw your vehicles over here, so I thought I'd see if you were going out tonight.
Yep, I got some fresh doe and buck ear in here.
Yeah?
You want to sniff it?
Probably not. maybe Patty does.
You want to take a sniff, Patty?
I'll pass. Next time.
Yeah, it's kind of stinky, but it works good.
Yeah.
What do you do, put that on your boots?
Today I'm just gonna put it in my scrapes where my cameras are and try to freshen them up a little bit. So.
What are you taking your Honda up?
Yep, I'm gonna take that up and we'll see you later.
Okay.
Here goes Denton. Right now at Ravlin Hill, I wanted to mention to everybody, if you guys are interested in any of these Banks blinds for the entire month of October, they're doing the free lag setup, all pre-cut and ready to assemble with the Banks blind with a purchase of any of the Banks blinds, and you can get them in 8 or 10 foot sections just like that. So it's super easy. You buy the blind, all the treated lumber comes right with it at no cost, which is really a heck of a deal. This corn is absolutely destroyed right here. Looks like there's a doe and 2 fawns out already. nothing we can do about that. This is all new seeding clover from last spring. The deer have been absolutely crushing it. That's a clover chicory mix from Real World. We had it. I planted it with a oak cover crop last year. Looks really, really good. We're gonna freshen these scrapes with some Wyoming County doe and buck urine. Hanging vine right here, camera. Okay, we're back in the stand, everybody. It is October 8th, and we have a wind straight out of the west for the most part. Up here, it's actually kind of out of the, more out of the southwest, which sets up perfect for this back stand. You know, my wind's kind of blowing straight off the food plot. I anticipate the deer movement coming from the side of the hill over to the right here. There's a logging road right to my right as well where they come out of. There's a few different bucks up here I would actually shoot. There's a deer that I call Hulk Jr. that I don't know a lot about, other than I'm pretty positive he's bedding over to my right on the side of this, close to this side hill. I don't think he's on, bedding on the side hill, but that's the general direction I'm getting him coming to and from. And I've got a camera back in there in the woods, and I got him early in the morning, which obviously leads me to believe he was close to where he was bedding at that time, right at daybreak. That's a really nice deer. He's probably like 130-inch 8-point, real heavy mass, wide, just a really solid deer. There's another mature buck up here that I call Tall Boy. Real thin racked, but super long G2s and G3s. Nice mature buck. Definitely one that if I had an opportunity at him, I would take. There's another beautiful, just perfect mainframe 10-point that I think is only 3.5. He's actually a pretty young deer that looks to have some pretty darn good genetics. I'd rather that deer didn't come by, to be honest with you. I don't even want to have to make a decision on that. I'd rather he just stayed somewhere else and didn't come out here. But so those are kind of the 3 deer I have in mind. There are some other nice up-and-comers up here that we might see tonight. They've been coming out into this clover plot. This clover looks absolutely fantastic. Coming up really good. There's also a few apple trees that are still holding quite a few apples over here that I know the bears have been into a lot. I'm getting a lot of pictures of bears on these cameras down here, so there's a chance that one of those might come through. Really, the main reason I wanted to hunt up here, not only because of the wind tonight, but is my cell cam is dead. I want to fix that cell cam, and I wanted to freshen all these scrapes with Wyoming County whitetail buck and doe urine, so I wanted to get all those freshened. And I thought it was a great night to come sit up here. I don't anticipate any of those 2 bucks, Tall Boy or Hulk Jr. to be coming out here tonight during daylight. I would be shocked if they did. They're still on a pretty nocturnal pattern out here from what I've seen. But either way, I think we're going to see some deer tonight and really enjoy ourselves. I'm ready for the sun to go down below the tree line. That's brutal right there. I'll turn you on when we start seeing some movement. Well, the very first deer is out. What time is it? 5:31, and it came out and it's eating hickory nuts under that hickory tree up by the stump 2. boy, when that sun went down, it really cooled down fast. I'm glad I've got my heated Tideweed vest, because I'd be in trouble without it right now. I didn't dress warm enough. Had like 10 or 15 deer out here in the food plot, and they've all worked their way up the hill into the standing corn. Just a couple little bucks and a whole bunch of does and fawns. We'll see what else comes walking out before it gets dark here. That's my scent trail. She's smelling it. That's right where I walked in down the hill at. She's walking literally right down my scent trail where I walk down the hill. I just had a sow and a cub come out, and well, it was, I actually figured there was a bear coming out because all the deer just went blowing off the field and everything went running out from the corn and just like freaked out. And then a couple big doe came over and just stared at the wood line over there, and then sure enough, here come that sow and cub. It's a big sow. She's only got one cub, which is kind of weird. But in New York State, that's not a legal bear. I wouldn't be able to shoot that bear because obviously it's got a cub. It's actually, even if there were two big bears, you still aren't legally allowed to kill that bear in New York State because you can't shoot a bear with any other bears. It's got to be a lone single bear. So unfortunately that bear is off limits, but she did a good job of clearing all the deer out of the area. Those deer do not like bears around. They don't seem to tolerate each other very well. I wouldn't doubt that bear actually ends up coming right through here because a lot of stuff that goes in over there ends up pinching right through this corner that I'm at. So might get another look at him here. Well, it's pretty much dark at this point, and I had I think what's a 3-year-old 8-point that fed out across the food plot in front of me at about 50 yards. It's a deer I've watched a lot down here this year. I've got lots of velvet pictures of him, and just recently I got some of him checking these scrapes and stuff. He's actually, this summer, he spent a lot of time with Hulk Jr., the buck that I'm hunting. He was out here in the morning a few times on my hanging vine with Hulk Jr. This deer that you just seen tonight out in front of me was actually with him off in the back of the video that you guys can see right there I'm showing you. But wouldn't you know it, that bear and cub just came back out right into the corn, so that's great. I've got to walk through the corn or right around the edge of the corn on that path to get back up out of here. And of course the wind's coming right out of the west, so those bears won't have any idea I'm there till I'm right on top of them because they won't be able to smell me. I'm a little bit weary with them after I had a pretty bad encounter with a super pissed off mom sow with her cubs this spring when I was shed hunting. I had a really hairy situation. I was walking through a thicket looking for sheds, and I seen where there's a bunch of dirt mounded up, and it never crossed my mind at the time that it could be a bear den. And this was in, like, I think, you know, middle of March, maybe late March. Yeah, it was in March at some point, and so curiosity, I walked up to it, and I went into the front of where the hole went into the ground, and it was about that same time that I realized what it was. And the mom, Big Sal, came out of there super pissed off, and I didn't have anywhere to go because it was so thick in there. And luckily, I shot my pistol into the ground a few times, which startled her and made her go the other way. But man, it was a really close quarters encounter with a super pissed off bear that makes me a little bit nervous about walking up through that corn with her in there with that little cub. So I might go way out around, so at least she can wind me. You know, if I go way up to the right around the edge, my wind will be blowing back into the corn, so she can wind me and get out of there. I don't want to surprise her. Surprising Big Sows with cubs is never a good idea. We're gonna back up and get out of here. Well, I made it back home. Didn't get mauled by a bear, so that's a plus. We're want to check out that chicken. Looks roasted perfectly. What's in here? Squash. Ooh, acorn squash, right?
No.
No? What is it?
That's honey nut.
Close enough.
From the apple farm.
Oh, wow. Good looking meal. So tonight ended up being pretty productive when it came to seeing deer and wildlife. I actually had, you guys saw that 3.5-year-old 8-point came out right before dark, and then he fed his way across the food plot, and then that bear and cub ended up coming back out and going into the corn, of course, right before I was gonna have to walk up through there. I actually never heard them come out. I went way up around to make sure that they could get my wind. So I think they probably got my wind, and I just never heard them leave. But I just went up around and then came to the Honda from the other side. So there's no issues with that, but it was a fun night. It ended up getting a lot colder than I was planning on. It feels good to feel it get that cold. It makes me think that November 1st is not too far away. But I appreciate everybody watching, and feel free to take advantage of these discount codes I have for Tideweed's website. They work on everything, KEO-16 and KEO-20, depending on how much you're looking to spend. But it's a great time to get some gear, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.